What up, what up, what up? Story of my journey in the multimedia verse, part three. I'm back. So, yeah, man, I look shiny. So, it's late in the evening. Everybody's sleeping, you know what I'm saying? So, I took this advantage. When they're awake, you can't do anything. So, yeah, man. That's how I got into radio through my music, radio and TV through rapping, right? So, actually, when I was still in college, I studied marketing, advertising, and public relations. So I knew my job was going to be in the media somehow. I just didn't know it was going to be in front of a camera, in front of the microphone. You know what I mean? I was My strength was in storyboard. You know what I mean? Copywriting and storyboard. So because I love stories, I love telling stories and whatnot. So you can tell. Uh, that was my strength. So when I did marketing, advertising, and PR, I knew I was gonna end up in PR or in advertising. But either way, I was going to end up in media, not in front of the camera, not in front of the microphone, but in the background. But well, God gave me this talent, this gift, and I guess when I used it, it opened doors. So I finished college, I graduated, I get my diploma, and yeah, I even applied for work. My first job was at Flavor FM. Shout out Flavor FM once again. So at Flavor FM, that's where I started my first gig as a marketer. So started practicing marketing, practiced it for a year, an entire year, and because of the level of my patience, I was like, you know what, I can't do this full time marketing thing. So I just became just a sales. And I just got into sales where it was just part time. As and when I get business, I get deals and whatnot while I'm doing other work. Now the other work was going on radio, and getting into radio actually wasn't because I was rapping. There was an audition, like I mentioned earlier. There was an audition, and not it wasn't open to the public. So it was just friends of the friends that knew. So it was just a small circle that knew about this thing, and I wasn't in that small circle. How I found out is somebody in the small circle told me about it and told me to hush. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm hush about it, and then I get to Kitwe from Indola. I see it's a group of people I know, family, friends, and whatnot. I'm like, this is a small circle that couldn't share their information with me. The small circle that is family, guys. I should have been one of the first to hear about it. But anyway, so we were competing for a show. Well, when after auditioning, now they had to weed out people that can be trained, that they saw potential in. So picked out. The rest didn't make it. So and then we were allocated shows. So I was given a hip hop show because being a rapper and whatnot, like you understand your rap. So hey, get into it. So and this is now 2008. So we're going ahead and okay, we even started the training. We trained for like a whole year, and then we jumped on, and that's how it started. My first hip hop show, The Gutter, the biggest hip hop show on the Copper Belt, man, between 2009 and 2012 December, bruh, bruh. That platform introduced a lot of rappers, local rappers to the scene, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the artists that came through. And yeah, man. And that's how the journey in radio began. Now, during that period, we held in 2009, 20, the 2010, the first birthday, Flavor FM birthday. We had KB Crazy Boy collabo. How low can you go? And those artists, they came through in a bricks to perform, bruh. So Sick and Bugsy were opening for that show. Ooh, so there were a lot of big artists, with a JK, with a PDC, with a Ozzy, whatnot. They were performing. So we, as the hosts, as Flavor FM, we had our functions. So we're emceeing and introducing artists. Which artists or which segment, which artist is coming up next. Blah 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 blah. So which act is coming up. So now we were even given an opportunity to perform. So we were the curtain raisers, and we performed as usual. The crowd was. It's like nobody expected. They heard about So Sick and Bugsy. A few had expected because they had seen our performances before. Some hadn't. So that was like, wow. And then, from there, we just kept on getting our credentials, you know what I mean? Getting our names in. At that time, I had switched completely from marketing. I was just doing radio full time. And then, in the process of doing radio full time, there would be time when there's an advert to be done, and they needed somebody to do it. So I was around. There was an advert that came around, so I did it. I voiced it and whatnot. At that time, I hadn't even started doing production. You know what I mean? I was just watching, Steve Sosik handle production. So I just went there, laid my vocals. So we did that, and they loved it. The clients loved it, the station loved it, and everything. It was a great feeling. And then we did another one and another one. And then after time had gone, I'd gotten attached, used to TV. So I was doing radio and TV. The fame of becoming famous, we were becoming superstars with rappers and whatnot. It was fun. I had fun. So now, after doing all that, Gish calls me to the office. Mr. C wants to see you in his office. I'm like, what have I done now? What have I done? What have I done? Whenever you're summoned to the boss's office, and hey, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? You said something on radio, or you haven't done something. So I go to his office, and he was busy on his laptop. You can take a seat. So he's busy, blah, 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 blah. He receives a call. I'm like, yeah, what did you delay? What have I not done? So after he's done, he's like, so I heard the adverts you've been doing. I've been hearing them, and you're really good at this. I was like, in my heart, I'm like, yeah, I'm scared. Where's this going? You're really good at it, and I'd like to advise you to pursue it. There's money to be made in voiceovers. If you're in tatwafibika ona nti yo kwali bako nemfyo shanjani nah tatwaishibi twale record of it. There's money there. So that's when he explained, no, it's called, voice acting, voiceover, you're a voiceover artist. So whenever you do some work, you're supposed to be given some money for it. So since you work here, so when you do work for the station, you'll get this percentage of the production cost for your voiceover. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know there's that. It's such. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, so that's how my voiceover journey began. It started. Now that is 2010, somewhere 2009, 2010. It's going, and then 2010, early to mid 2010. Big Brother Africa is going to begin. So now, because Gesh was the main host for Big Brother Africa, so he took the opportunity to use that platform to advertise his radio station, right? After all. So that's how he was like, okay, we're shooting an advert for Flavor FM. Who was the face of that advert? Yours truly, Bugsy Mandola the King. That advert played on Mnet MultiChoice. All 54 countries of Africa watched it. When they were watching Big Brother Africa, they were watching my face, my advert. The whole 4 months, And then December, Bow Wow was performing. Who interviewed Bow Wow? We'll get into that one next time. Peace.